Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. Welcome to the first class of 5 for the Solar Plexus Chakra. So we're moving on to the third chakra for this week. And this is the chakra that you'll find just above the navel and below the chest, all the way around. I call it the corset. So this is the center of our bodies, but it's also the center, it's referred to the centers of our beings. So it's kind of where it's our powerhouse. It's our confidence. This is the place where we experience confidence and self-esteem. The element is fire and the color is yellow. So think about, there's a lot to kind of wrap your head around. The key for today is to understand how the solar plexus connects with the sacral and then the root. These all three are connected or really relate to our connection to our material world. So root chakra to our tribe, to the earth, to our sense of stability, sacral, our creativity, our relationships with friends and lovers, our sensuality, sexuality. And this is our, and then the solar plexus, it relates to has a lot to do with our work that we do, but it's our self-confidence, it's how we feel about ourselves in relation to the world. You can have an underactive solar plexus and an overactive. Underactive is where you feel very insecure, you're not sure about yourself, you have trouble making decisions. Depression can be a part of that, anxiety. And then you have the overactive where you can walk around a little bit pompous, arrogant, overly secure to the point where you're a kind of a show-off. And also that you tend to be more aggressive when it's overactive. So you have all these wonderful, these things. What we're trying to do is, what we're working on is balancing. And the three kind of go hand in hand, they help each other. So that we need to always return back to our root, reconnect to kind of humble ourselves, right? And that's part of the solar plexus, balancing that. We become a little bit more humble. So if you're a little bit on one side, you come back to your roots and you come back home again. Or if you're insecure and you lack self-esteem, come back home again and get built up again. So and our creativity is part of that, because then we feel more alive and rejuvenated, and our self-esteem rises when we're creative and we can be ourselves. So there's a lot to these, but we have 5 days to really concentrate on the solar plexus, but also weave those other three in. Today, this practice is going to be about abdominals, some abdominal work. Also, we'll do some shoulder work, kind of like these push-ups. And I'm going to take you through the sun salutation A, but it's going to be called, it's a ladder approach, which means we build up on top of it. So everything's actually a ladder approach, even the abdominals I'm doing today. We start off with the basic 2 movements, and then we work our way deeper into it. So we will get started. So taking a few moments just to sit and close your eyes and connect with the root chakra, wiggle around a little bit, feel in, see how that connection to the earth feels to you. Lift up nice and tall. Let the breath flow evenly, beginning to fire up our solar plexus by using our ujjayi breath. So by inhaling and exhaling with that ocean-like sound, so opening up the glottis, inhaling and exhaling, you begin to get that heat penetrating or surfacing, arising, trying to think of all the words, within the body. So feel the inhale as you breathe into the rib cage, and then exhale, draw up through the pelvic floor, pull the belly in. So there's an inhaling, so you're working all 3 chakras, right? Does that make sense? So you're inhaling into your rib cage, solar plexus, and as you exhale, you draw up through the pelvic floor, root, and then through, pull the belly in, and we're at the sacral. So all 3 are working hand in hand. Like a group of friends that really are in harmony or in alignment. And let's just gently open our eyes. And we're going to come onto our backs. And make sure you have room behind you so you can reach your arms backwards. Let's start, once you're on your back, let's stretch through the arms, stretch through the legs, open up the lower back. So we're connecting to this center, the corset. Thinking about squeezing in the tummy muscles, but also softening them. Let's hug your right knee into your chest, just the right. Circle the ankle a few times. And then the other side. And then open the arms out to the sides. Let that right foot place it on your left leg and then cross it over. So come into a spinal twist. Your right knee is dropping over to the left side. Being that this is the very beginning of the practice, you might feel pretty tight. And the day that you're doing this. Then inhale back onto your back again. Hug now both knees into your chest, and let's keep your left leg hugged in, extend your right leg. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, open up those arms and cross your left knee over to your right side. You might feel tomorrow, because I'm feeling it, a little bit of upper back from what we're going to be doing, and possibly your abdominals. Inhale, lift back up onto your back. Squeeze both legs in and bring your forehead to your knees, flex those feet. And then just keep your left knee in and just circle your ankle. I actually forgot that ankle. We don't want one ankle a little bit more flexible than the other. Okay, so place both feet on the ground, and we're going to go into a flowing bridge. Open the feet a bit wider than your hip bones, walk them towards your bottom, and just tap the heel to the tip of your middle fingers. If you can't tap it, then don't worry about it. Just come as close as you can. This is how we're going to work. The first, we're doing an inhale, and we're going to lift up into our bridge. So take the tailbone, lift it up. You could come as high as the lower back or the upper back, the middle back. And then exhale. With the exhalation, you're going to lower yourself down, starting with the upper part of your back and lowering all the way down till the tailbone touches, and then inhale, lift back up again. So we're using one breath to rise, and one count to rise, and one half of the breath to rise, and one to lower down. Now take the next inhalation, just your right arm, reach it back behind you as you lift up into your bridge. And then exhale, lower that right arm down and lower your bridge. Then inhale the left arm, lift up into your bridge, lift that arm over your head. Then exhale, lower the left arm down. Now, both arms. Inhale, lift the arms back behind you, lift up into that bridge. And then exhale, lower down. One vertebra at a time, starting upper all the way down to the tailbone. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift up, using the tummy, working the tummy muscles, the back muscles, and then let the arms lower down. Now from here, I want you to bring your knees up a little higher above your hips, and we're going to roll up into, which you might need assistance, into a boat. So starting with the boat, you just place your arms underneath your knees for a moment, connecting with the breath.
Now, release the hands from behind the knees, and I want you to lower yourself back down onto the ground, feet down, slide them towards your bottom, and then arms next to your sides. You're going to take an inhale back into that flowing bridge, reach the arms back. So let's follow me. Exhale, lower the arms down, lower the tailbone down, lower the bridge. Bring your knees up, take an inhale, lift into that bridge, into the boat. And then exhale, lower back down, place the feet back on the ground as close to your bottom as you can. Inhale, we'll do a few of these. Inhale, float the arms back into your flowing bridge. Arms are behind you. Exhale, lower down. And then, once the hands touch the ground, pick the knees up and then lift back up into your boat. Exhale, lower down. 2 more sets. Inhaling, arms back behind you, into your bridge. Exhale, lower down. And then pick the knees up, take an inhale, lift back up into your boat. And then exhale, lower down onto your back. Inhale into your bridge, reach your arms back. And exhale, lower down. Bring those knees up, and this time we stay up in our boats. So hold the boat. Now you can always take the arms behind. You can be a little bit more ambitious maybe and straighten the legs. And then cross your ankles and exhale, come to your cross-legged seat and fold forward. Breathing in, getting our heating up our bodies. So the mantra for today is, I am myself. So in other words, we're going to work on the whole idea of just being who we are without having to mold ourselves into what we think we should be or what we think people should think we should be. Reach your arms up. Try not to touch the ground with the hands and just change the cross of the ankles, working our tummy muscles as we do that, and then lower our hands back down. So I am myself, so having the courage to be yourself. Take a breath in, and that's courageous, because in a world where everybody's kind of looking at you and thinking you should be a certain way, with the pressures that we experience, it's really hard to do that. So from here, try and come onto your knees without using your hands. If you touch the ground, it's not a big deal. Now place your hands on the ground, all fours. Take a breath in, and let's press back into a child's pose. But keep your arms nice and long here. And we will begin to flow. Inhaling, and as you exhale, the next inhalation, float through your cow into your tabletop. Exhale, round through the spine, press back into your child's. Just a few of these to warm up our spine and our core. Inhale, float through the cow. Then exhale, round your back and press back into your child's pose. This time, inhale, float through the cow, but then immediately straighten the arms and come into a neutral spine. Spin your fingers back towards you, and if this hurts your wrists, then just spin the palms out to the fingers out to the sides. We're doing cat and cow here, but with the wrist facing forward. Take the back of the wrists, the front of the wrist. Inhaling into your cow and exhaling into your cat. So keep going back and forth through these poses, inhaling, arching the spine, and exhaling, rounding. So to remind you, these are live classes being recorded live, so there might be some blips that I can't change. Spin the fingers forward this time, and then just circle the wrists. Sit back on your heels, little circles of the wrists. You can see the sun coming through the window. And then come back into your tabletop.
Let's just curl the toes under this. Exhale, press back into our extended child's just for a moment to stretch out those feet. And then let's return back into our tabletop, flatten out the tops of the feet. Now, we're doing cats and cows, but this is going to be a different cat and cow. I want you to melt your heart towards the ground, so your shoulders lift up towards your ears. And then I want you to lift up into your upper back and round through the spine. Dome that spine. And then drop down towards the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So these are push-ups, concentrating on just mainly the shoulders. So this is what I feel today after practicing this sequence, right between the shoulder blades, strengthening those muscles that we rarely do much with. So what you're doing is you're lifting up as if someone's punching you from, you're being punched in your chest and you have to push away, and then you're being pushed down through the middle of the back and your chest is melting downward. Let's do one more set, up, and then exhale, down. And then sit back on your heels. Let's do a few little circles of the wrists. Loosen up, and then let's just lift up off our heels. Let's just open the arms, come into a gentle back bend. Bring your arms out to the sides or into a V shape. And then let's bring the hands behind your back. Let's give ourselves a little support as we lean backwards, just to stretch out the front of our bodies. And let's take an inhale and exhale. Come back down into your tabletop. Curl the toes under. Press into your extended child's pose. Stay here or follow me into a downward dog. Take a few breaths here. Breathing in and out. So the breath, you can pedal the feet if you want, bending and straightening the legs. You can sway your hips from side to side. Take a few moments here just to loosen up any areas in your body that feel a little tight. So solar plexus, we're moving from our navel for these classes as much as possible, as much as you can kind of get that, what that feels like. Now, come back to stillness. I want you to come onto your toes and then bend the knees. And then re-straighten the legs, press the heels down. You might need to have a bend in your knees because of your back. So you can always keep your knees bent, come into a deeper bend, and then straighten or keep those knees slightly bent. And then bend. We want to keep our spine nice and long. You don't want to sacrifice your back for this. So the next time we bend, I want you to look forward and we're going to walk tippy-toe to the front of the mat. And let yourselves come into a forward bend, opposite hand to opposite elbow, maybe a little bit of a sway from side to side. So all the yoga classes are different, but there's always going to be the same downward dogs in every class and forward bends. No matter what class you take, you're going to be doing that. Take a breath in, and that's exhale. Let's gently roll ourselves up. Sweep your arms up to the sky. And bring your hands in front of your heart. So pause here in Tadasana. Rooting down with the feet. Feeling that wonderful sense of power in your solar plexus. So imagine in your mind's eye a yellow ball of fire, or just a yellow spinning ball, spinning around in that space, warming up the solar plexus, getting you ready for your sun salutation as we salute our sun. Take a breath in and then gently open your eyes. So you stay where you are. I'm going to just spin around so you can see me. We'll start with just 2 parts of the sun salutation. Sweep the arms out to the sky, lift up, inhale. And just let the hands float to your heart as you exhale. Let's inhale, float the arms up. You can even look towards the hands if you'd like. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, just a few more of these. Exhale, hands to heart. This time, inhale, we're going to add on. Exhale, hands to heart, and then fold all the way forward with the exhalation. Let's inhale halfway. So place your hands on your shins or on the ground and exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale. So this is called a ladder. We're just adding on to this sun salutation. Inhale halfway, and then exhale, forward fold, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift up, arms. Exhale, hands to heart, bow forward. We're adding on now. We're going to inhaling halfway, and then exhale, step back, downward dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. So we'll hold this for 2 breaths, downward dog. Come into stillness here. Stillness meaning that you're just not doing much moving, but you're breathing. And then take a breath in and come onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward and tiptoe, or if you're a jumper, you could jump forward if you're up to it already. Forward fold. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Think about what you're doing is you're saluting the sun, even if it's not sunny. If it's night, it's not sunny. If it's rainy, it's not sunny, but you still salute the sun. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, float forward. Bowing down to the earth. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, stepping back, downward dog. Let's take 2 breaths here, breathing in. And you can do extended child's pose if you find this is hurting your wrists too much. Exhaling. This time, bend your knees. Come onto those toes, take a breath in, and decide, are you going to tiptoe or jump forward? Forward fold. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. So kind of getting that firing up to your furnace, right? Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. This time we're adding on. Exhale into your downward dog. And this time, inhale, plank. So decide where you're going to, knees down or up. See how you feel. And punch up through your chest. So we're going to practice that punching up sensation so you can kind of begin to build up those muscles in those arms. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, either step or jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. And inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Holding the plank just for a few breaths. And just round up the upper back. It's a slight rounding of the upper back. Looking forward. And then exhale, downward dog. So we're getting our heart rate up. Bending the knees. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, either tiptoe forward or jump forward, even if you get only halfway. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. And inhale, sweep your arms up. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. You might feel your heart beating now. You're starting to burn some calories, right? We're going to just finish off. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Step back into your downward dog. Inhale into your plank. Now, knees down or up. You're going to hinge forward. You're going to lower down onto your tummy. Now, some of us are going to stay right here in your cobra. Some of us are going to, if you want to push yourself a little bit more, you might be able to lift back up into your plank.
And if you want to go down again, so these are for the people that say they're pretty strong, they can do this. Otherwise, I want you to just stay down. One more time, push back up, plank. And then exhale, lower down. And now everyone come into a sphinx with the elbows under your shoulders, squeezing the elbows in towards each other, so just as if they're underneath your shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet, but get the little baby toes to kind of spread out a little bit. Try to touch the baby toes towards the ground. Squeeze your bottom cheeks and take a breath in and lift your heart forward. If you want to go a little bit much deeper into this, pick the elbows up a few inches, or you can actually bring the hands a little bit closer. So it depends on the flexibility of your spine. So soften the shoulders down and breathe in and out. Whew. And then take an inhale and exhale, lower down, slide the hands next to the chest, and press back into your child's. So your child's pose. Take a pause. This chakra is more about flow, but also about strength, energy, fire. But then there's that balance between too much and too little. So it's really watching out, sliding the hands towards your knees. So as we build up the fire, we also have to kind of settle it down. So we're coming now into a forward bend. Extend those legs forward, let's fold over. So we're calming our nervous system down. So the sympathetic nervous system, which is our stress response, we're now letting it calm down. So that's what we do in yoga. We're constantly balancing between the two. Some classes are more relaxing yin type classes, but some are the combination of yin and yang, and that's what this is. This week is a yin and yang class, so we're going to concentrate on firing things up and then relaxing things down. Reach your arms forward, so slide your bottom towards your heels. Reach your arms forward, and I want you to take a breath in. As you breathe out, tummy pulls in. As your tummy pulls in, you're creating a C shape. So you have a little indentation in your stomach, a C shape indentation, and you're going to lower yourself down. And once on the ground, stretch the arms away from the legs. Nice, what they call a wake-up stretch. What we do when we wake up every morning, right? Or maybe we should do this every morning. And then hug your knees into your chest. You should feel like a different person. Whether you're on the verge of going to bed, or you've just woken up. Open the arms out to the sides, or you're at lunch. Drop your knees to the left, turn your gaze to the right. So we're back to we're moving back to our root chakra. So back home again, where we're settling down, regrouping, reconnecting to the earth. So we kind of went on a little bit of an adolescent adventure, and now we're back to being a little bit calmer. Bring your knees into your chest, and then take your knees over to the right. Open the arms out to the sides. So the solar plexus is very much part of our developmental stage, adolescent developmental stage. And the sacral is younger, and so childhood, and then baby is the root chakra. And then pick your knees back up, give yourself one last hug, and then extend your left leg to the left corner of the mat, right to the right. And let your arms open out to the sides a few inches, 6 or so inches. And let your feet splay open naturally, so there's no tension in the arms or the hands or the feet. And let everything melt into the mat, bone by bone, muscle, tissue, skin, organs, everything's melting. Letting yourself feel this wonderful sensation of just being. And as you continue on for another 2 to 5 minutes, however long you want to stay, I would recommend no less than 2 minutes in Shavasana. I will seal the practice for this class, for this session. This is 1 of 5 for the Solar Plexus classes. So we're concentrating on that fire within, that powerhouse, our self-confidence, our self-esteem. This also relates to our digestive system. So throughout the week we'll explore how to fire it up, but also how to calm it down, because some of us have too much of it, and some of us, it's not just some of us, in our lives we go back and forth. We want to find the midpoint of our solar plexus, so we feel more true to ourselves and we're more secure, but not dependent or reliant on outside solely on. We're not reliant on outside influences or feedback or achievements, that we can feel this inside of ourselves. As I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal the practice. So believing in yourself, being yourself. I am myself. Mantra for today. Have a lovely, lovely day or evening or wherever you are, whenever you're taking this class. Namaste, everyone. I'll see you soon. This is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane.